Paint is such a mobile, such an extraordinary material that you don't really know what it's going to do. You're kind of managing accidents, and those accidents are really exciting. You don't know what they're going to be. The clever bit is choosing which accidents to keep. It's really difficult, but it's also incredibly energizing and incredibly exciting. That's what keeps me in love with it. That thing of looking at a painting and think, how on earth did that happen? I suppose I hope that people will like the pictures irrespective of whether they have a relationship with the garden. When we moved here, I came here and this is the gentle edge of Cotswolds rolling landscape. When I first came to the gardens when I was about 10 from school in Oxford, and I suppose we were immersed in all sorts of stories, because you are as a child, and Alice in Wonderland and the Narnia. The garden has its set pieces, but actually it really works as a journey. You find, rather like Alice in Wonderland, a kind of a gap or a hole or an entrance that you walk through and then start on the next chapter in the story. You sort of feel as though you might be moving from one world to another. I think the natural quality of the gardens, the way that you feel they've always been here, is one of the things that's really seductive about it. So I started the show with drawing for a month, and really it was doing the drawings that got me into the paths. But everything starts outside, and always working on smaller studies really, nothing too big. And then from the smaller pictures come bigger pictures, and they tend to happen in the studio. It starts with a puddle of quite wet, quite loose paint, which just goes on very thin and quite quickly. It's a great big splashy thing where I'm just trying to kind of shoehorn an image or an idea. The first half hour of any painting is sheer bliss. I don't know quite what it is that makes me realise that a small painting might make a bigger painting. I think it's usually to do with the design. There's always a battle then, trying to get it to sort of hold together and work. And that's quite kind of messy and brutal. It's the most exciting bit of a painting. If it looks as though it's going to work, then I can start resolving things and turning it into something a bit like a painting. I think the difficult bit is the ending. I mean, you know, you never finish a picture, you just decide to stop. Also, sometimes you wreck it. It's funny that, I mean, I suppose the kind of necessary crisis in making things, which, you know, if you're making a painting, quite often you have a moment when you just think it's all going really badly and you want to just scrape all the paint off and, you know, burst into tears. But there were crises happening with the paintings, because obviously you paint for 2 years, a lot of the pictures just don't work. You have to throw yourself at it, and sometimes it then throws itself back in your face. Quite often the best pictures are the ones where you kind of push your way through that crisis. And I think, although there were struggles with paintings, as there always are, a collection just started to grow, and the pictures, rather like plants, started to sort of seed themselves, and gradually I think the collection of paintings developed a kind of identity. I mean, there's a lot of mystery in these gardens. You have that moment that you get in the theatre when the curtain goes up, and you're ready for anything. And that happens again and again, and it doesn't stop. After 25 years, it's happening as frequently now as it did when I first came here as a 10-year-old. The magic of the place is something I'd like to communicate, and so if people felt that they'd had a taste of that magic, that would be nice. I don't look at the gardens the same way now as I did. I love them more than ever, actually. I think in a way, it feels a little bit like a sort of dream. You know how you dream about things that are familiar, but somehow the dream makes them seem as though they were part of some other reality, some other life. In a way, this project, if I return to reality afterwards, it'll feel as though I had a very long dream about Rousham.